Hey everyone, how's it going? So, welcome to Valentine's Day, or I suppose Single Awareness Day, or Treat Yourself Day, which is what I've decided to call it, because regardless of if you're in a relationship, you should love yourself, because that's important. If you're joining me because I was a guest on Game Grumps today, well, Steam Train slash, then welcome. I like birds, and my name's Holly, and I have a lot of animals, and I'm gonna do a little Q&A. I asked some questions on my Tumblr and got a few Q&A answers, just so that you can get to know me better, and that people who already follow my channel can enjoy it too. So there you go, hooray! First thing is, how did I get into cosplay? Well, I started cosplaying because I love video games. I started playing video games when I was like 4 years old. The first game I ever played was a DOS game called Treasure Mountain. And after that I played King's Quest and all the King's Quest games I could get a hold of. I loved Cedric the Owl when I was a kid, and it was like, oh, Graham! And I was obsessed with him. And I played Quest for Glory, and I played, once I started getting into all those RPGs, I started playing Neverwinter Nights, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate, Planescape Torment, and all of those things, and I loved all of them. And eventually I was really into Neverwinter Nights at the time, and I loved the Renaissance Fair, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the Renaissance Fair as some weird, like, cross-play version of this character I liked from Neverwinter Nights. And I like don't even know what I was just like, whatever, I'm a tiefling, wee! And so I went to the Renaissance Fair and people were like, wow, you look so cool. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And then I discovered conventions and Comic-Con, and I started playing Mass Effect, and I got a bunch of friends together and we made crazy monster costumes. And I love sculpting and I love creating, and that's kind of just where it went, because I love video games and I love making stuff, and that's how that happened. That kind of segues into another question I get super often, which is, what are my tattoos of? And my tattoos are actually all video game related, and they don't really look like it because they're kind of different, but this one is the Lady of Pain from Planescape. Pretty much the Planescape campaign. I love Planescape Torment, but I fell in love with the campaign. And she's done in like a Mukub style. Of course, there's like bird crap all over it because I was outside cleaning the pigeons. But you can kind of see it, and it's like Art Nouveau a little bit. Let's see if I can get close. But she's got a little D20 at the top. And so that's the Lady of Pain. And this one's obviously the Spectre symbol from Mass Effect, if you can kind of see it. I want to add more to this arm, but I haven't figured out what to do yet. I don't know if I want to do like a bird or some more space, or like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. And then I have one on my back that you can't really probably see. Maybe you can see it, but this one's my first tattoo. And I got part of it when I was 18, which was real smart. Not at all. And I got the other part when I lived in Edinburgh, Scotland, when I was studying medieval history. And it's based off of alchemy symbols I saw in some of the manuscripts and books that I was studying, and it's just a really cool design. And the inside was from a fantasy book that I wrote with one of my best friends when I was 13, and it's actually a Celtic symbol, but when I designed it, I didn't know that. So I was like, that's cool, I'll get a tattoo, and that's what I did. So there you go. And then when I moved to Scotland, I had the artist there fix it a bit, because the guy that did my first one was real bad. Should have known, because it didn't cost barely anything. So make sure when you get a tattoo when you're 18 that it's expensive enough to know that they're not messing up. Anyway, the other question I get asked a lot is, how did I meet Ross? Well, that comes back to cosplay. So I'll also post in the link Ross's version, which he did on the Polaris AMA. So I was cosplaying Commander Shepard. I'll put a picture. And with my friends, we were all cosplaying as characters from Mass Effect. And Ross saw me, and he was visiting from Australia, visiting his friends, actually visiting Aaron and all them. And he really liked my work, and he saw my video on YouTube and all that stuff. And he didn't get a picture with me because I looked mad at the time, probably because I was tired from being filmed. So I was being filmed for a documentary called Comic-Con Episode 4, A Fan's Hope, that was done by Morgan Spurlock, and it was really awesome. It's an amazing documentary. If you love conventions, it's a good feeling documentary. You should totally watch it. Not because I'm in it, but because it's like actually really good. And so he saw me and I didn't get a picture with him, so he tweeted at me and was like, hey, I didn't get a picture of you. Like, I really wanted a picture. You're so cool. And so I tweeted back and I was like, oh wow, I came from Australia. That's awesome. And I used to do live streams of me making stuff in my garage, and he did live streams of him animating. And so we for about a year, we off and on watched each other's live streams, and I watched his animations, he watched my making stuff. And eventually he moved to the US to work and study and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we ended up dating, and then we ended up getting married. And we got married at my house, and we had an awesome cake that was the Normandy, and it was super freaking cool and amazing, and all our friends were there, and it was wonderful. So there you go. Oh, and also Ross proposed to me in the best way ever. He made a video with all of our friends saying why he was good for me, and then he animated himself proposing, and he actually put the video into the movie Troll 2. We were all like, everyone was out in the backyard, we were all gonna watch Troll 2, and all my friends were there and his friends, and we were just gonna watch this ridiculous B movie, and he actually edited himself into it proposing to me. So it was amazing. It was super cool. So there's that story, and I guess it's Valentine's Day, so it's appropriate that I told it in its entirety. And let's see, the next question that I get is, how did I get into birds? Well, when I was a kid, I just loved birds. I just loved them, and I don't really know why. I did have a teacher in 6th grade who was very, very into birds, and he taught me a lot about birds and like always encouraged me to go study them, and all of my teachers really in middle school were really wonderful, and they always encouraged me to enjoy science and enjoy that kind of stuff. And so I had some great teachers who really encouraged me to love them. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an ornithologist. I wanted to go and actually study birds, but I didn't because I wasn't that into chemistry, which really I should have just ignored and just done it anyway. But it all kind of worked out because now that I do what I do, and I can cosplay and do my art and do all the things that I love, and in my free time I can help birds, so that's why I rescue birds. In college I used to take care of birds of prey for Eyes in the Sky for Audubon Society, and I would take them for walks and clean their cages, and I got to help take care of a blind screech owl who was just the most adorable, sweet thing in the world. So I would love to work with birds of prey again, but right now I'm working with pigeons. So there you go. But I just kind of, I just love them, and it's like one of those things where you have a connection with animals. Like, I understand them really well, and I just think sometimes people are just better at understanding different kinds of animals, and I just love birds, and they're great, and I love them to death. And they're a little crazy, which I guess is kind of like me. But yeah, someone else also asked what my favorite movie was. I have a few favorite movies. Galaxy Quest, Independence Day, Men in Black. Those are pretty much my top. Starship Troopers and Fifth Element are pretty much all my go-tos. So that's like when I was a kid, I used to watch like Men in Black and Apollo 13 like every day. I don't watch Apollo 13 as much. I don't know why I watched that as a kid. It's really depressing, but that's okay. So yeah, so those are some of my favorite movies. And the last question, which I keep getting asked, which is also very important, is how many birds do I currently have? Well, there are 19 pigeons in the loft. There's 3 doves and a cockatiel in the house. And we are getting a 4th dove who was found under a car by a nice lady, and my friend Lindsay, who brings me all of my lovely rescues, needed a home for him, so he's gonna join our other flock of doves. I have not named all my pigeons yet. I'm almost there. All of my doves have names. One is Little Duve, there's Odo, who has 1 eye, and then there's Mr. Magoo, and he came with his name, so he just has an adorable, silly name. So I don't know what I think the dove coming next week has a name too, but we'll see. So yeah, that was my short little Q&A. If you guys are new here and you came here after the Game Grumps video, thank you, welcome. I like birds and I like cosplay and making stuff, and I hopefully will teach you some cool stuff to make for your friends and stuff that you can have fun with and be positive. Hooray! And if you like animals, good to hang out here and talk about birds. So, hooray! I am going to also do a mail video, so I'll probably post that tomorrow because I've owed you guys a mail video for a while, and I have sent out my postcards, so if you guys sent me a letter and sent me a stamp, you'll be getting one of these. These are my new postcards, my little Commander Holly postcards that I'll write you a lovely note and or a fact about birds. So, hooray! And thank you all again for watching. You're all wonderful, and I will see you all shortly. And thank you for joining me, and thanks to my friends for letting me guest on their channel today, because it was really awesome, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm lucky to have them as friends. Alright, bye guys!